Good afternoon. Welcome once again to the Mayor's Weekly Press Conference. Yesterday, Election Day has come and gone, and I have to say it was great that people got out and exercised their civic responsibility and duty by voting. It was a good turnout. I'm not going to say that it was a massively large turnout, but all the same, it was great that people were getting out to the polls to cast their ballots. The weather out there is actually pretty nice right now, but rather than me talk about the weather, I want my weather reporter, our weather reporter, Kyle Johansson, to take it away and tell us what we have in store.
So today it's going to be partly cloudy skies, high of 55, low of 41. Tomorrow, rain and snow, high of 46, low of 22. Chance of precipitation 100%. Friday, mostly sunny skies, high of 39, low of 22. Saturday, partly cloudy, high of 45, low of 32. Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high of 53 degrees and a low of 35. Monday, morning rain and snow showers, high of 43 and a low of 21. Next Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, high of 31, low of 15. And next Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, high of 34, low of 21 degrees.
And tonight's going to be a big night.
150th anniversary of college football for all you.
150th anniversary of college football. And Kyle, you're going to be at the game.
Yep, by the Bobcat Tunnel.
Bobcat Tunnel. I will be there as well. I will be looking for you, but I think more importantly, I'll be looking for Rufus to make sure Rufus comes and high fives.
And give me
Kyle,
a pitch.
you were probably the most photographed person with Rufus.
I do.
I know you do. You're
Make sure
awesome.
you take my pictures from too if you can on my phone.
I love it. Yeah, Kyle is always sending me pictures of he and Rufus. What's the weather tonight going to be?
I was calling this Tuesday night game next week. Tonight's going to be 41, and next Tuesday it's going to be 15 degrees.
15 degrees. So thank goodness you and I are going to be at tonight's game.
Yeah.
Are you going to be at next week's game?
Yep.
Oh, good. You can have it. I'm staying home. I'm going to stay
Monday,
next to the fireplace.
Like 1 to 3 inches of snow here next Monday night here.
Woo. Kyle, I love the fact that you're here with me as usual and updating the citizens watching with what the weather is and what the weather will be like in the future. So once again, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
West State Street lane closure. This is for utility work. It will be the traffic impact due to AEP work. This is from North Schaefer, or between North Schaefer to Central Avenue along West State Street. It'll be through today, is what they're saying. I was just down there earlier, and they were planting a new utility pole in that area. So they're working diligently to get that project wrapped up. So just keep that in mind. There will be a flagger down there maintaining traffic flow through the intersection. What I saw was the intersection of North Schaefer and West State Street, but it'll be all the way down to Central Avenue. Fire hydrant flushing schedule, it's continuing November 4th through November 8th, and it will be South May Avenue, Morris Avenue, and Ohio Avenue. So the fire department will continue to go through and make sure that the hydrants are flushed and working properly. Parking garage improvements, that's another thing that's going on. For anyone who has come up on East Washington, right here by the city building near the parking garage, you've seen that there are 2 large cranes that are out there, and they are in the process of installing the new parking sign. This is wayfinding. It's because for anyone who's ever gone to the parking garage and entered into it and looked up at what the sign reads, the sign is rather confusing. It confuses me because it says the City of Athens Parking Facility, which almost rings of it being a parking facility for city employees. It is not. It is the public parking garage, but that signage will change that look and feel. And as I understand it, there will also be a counter that lets people know whether or not the parking garage is full, which is a concern that we heard from people for quite some time, that the reason they won't use the parking garage is because if they can't find a parking space on the second or third floor, they don't want to have to keep circling around to get to the top to find a parking space, and so they will give up and find parking elsewhere. So that counter will be in place to let people know whether there is parking higher up in the parking garage. I don't think it'll tell what level. It won't. What it will do, though, is indicate when the parking garage is full and when there's still spaces available. So that's a project that is ongoing. The project, we're expecting it to be complete by November 15th. This has been a long project with painting of the ceilings, replacing all the fluorescent tube lighting in the parking garage with LEDs. And adding, I think we've doubled the amount of lighting in the parking garage. We've also color-coded the floors so that people have an easier time identifying which floor they were parking on. And then the elevator banks are also color-coded. I can't remember the actual colors. I see orange every day when I come in because the floor in which I park is orange, but there's orange, purple, red, possibly blue and green, but don't hold me to that. But it is a much needed improvement. We've also removed the doors from the stairwells because there were people that were using those stairwells for things they shouldn't be using the stairwells for. So taking those doors off has helped somewhat, if not helped a lot, with the odor, if you will, that tends to manifest within those stairwells. There will be a public hearing for short-term rentals. This is at the request of the Planning Commission. So the Planning Commission is holding a public hearing Tuesday, November 19th at 6:30 p.m. in activity rooms A and B in the Athens Community Center, and it is to discuss and get feedback from our community when it comes to the short-term rentals ordinance, there's two ordinances. One that is in council's hands, the other one which affects the zoning itself, which is Title 23. That is what we'll be discussing at the Planning Commission meeting. Again, that meeting will be 6:30 p.m. in the Community Center Activity Room A and B, and strongly encourage people who are interested in this particular piece of legislation to come out and voice your concerns or your support of short-term rentals. Ryan, if you would kick up for me the leaf pickup. I just want to put this out there as a reminder to everybody that, the leaf pickup is well underway. Leaves are coming down in earnest because it is that time of year. And as you look at the map, you'll see that we basically have 3 zones throughout the city, and it will kind of rotate back on itself. The first zone is the kind of north and east, northeast portion of the city, extending all the way out to the end of East State Street or close to the end of East State Street for leaf pickup. There's the west side and, again, northwest quadrant of the city and the central core. And then there's the southwest and southeast portion of the city. But again, this will go through basically 3 different iterations, and then there will be, at the end of the season, 1 final leaf pickup. I can't see the small print up there, but hopefully those of you who are watching can. If you can't, for whatever reason, you can certainly go to the city's website, because this schedule is on the city's website as well. Kyle and I were chatting earlier, and he said they came by and picked up his leaves or leaves in his neighborhood a couple weeks ago. So, like I said, this is not that it's just starting. It's been well underway. I was just up on Highland Avenue earlier today and saw our guys out there picking up leaves, not only in front of houses, but at the median that runs in the middle of Highland Avenue. So keep that in mind. Leaf pickup well underway. Next Monday is a holiday. It is Veterans Day. The city building will be closed, but all other city operations will be running as usual: water treatment plant, wastewater treatment plant, so on and so forth. But the city building will be closed down. That said, the trash and recycling schedule will be delayed by 1 day as well. So if your trash and recycling is typically picked up on a Monday, it will be Tuesday, and so on and so forth. Ours gets picked up on Wednesday, so we won't be rolling our trash and recycling out to the curb until Thursday. Just keep that in mind. I think that some of us forget from time to time and roll our stuff out there, and it doesn't get picked up. And it's like, well, it's because there is a one-day delay, which typically happens with city holidays. Something else I wanted to share with you is that there are several events going on during Veterans Day. There will be the Veterans Day Parade, and then there will be an event at 11 a.m. on November 11th, Veterans Day, at the College Green at the War Memorial that is there. So I will be participating in that. So please come by and engage in that to at least give recognition to our troops as well as our veterans. Arts West. As usual, a lot of things going on in the Arts West world. The afternoon arts classes for kids, Unit 2 registration is still open. It's an 8-week session. And some of the things that kids can participate in on Mondays, it's arts theater with Travis. And that's something that someone can be involved in. Tuesdays, it's visual arts. It's around the world art with April Philippe. Wednesdays is the puppet design. Thursdays is visual arts, bottom of the sea to the galaxy. And then that's about it. If you have any questions, please reach out to Emily Beveridge. You can easily contact her at 592-4315, or you can get a hold of her at ebeveridge, and that is spelled BEVERIDGE, at ci.athens.oh.us. If you have any questions about registration for these classes or anything else Arts West related. Thursday, November 7th, from 6 to 8 p.m. will be the first Thursday old-time string jam taking place. This will be in the parking lot or in the basement, depending on weather, I'm sure, of Arts West, depending on the weather. So come check that out. It's open to all age levels. For those of you who are 21 plus, it is also BYOB with a valid ID. Thursday, November 14th at 7 p.m. is a special performance at Arts West by Lynn Lee. This is presented by the OU Performing Arts Series and Arts West. It is free and open to the public. Doors will open at 6 p.m. It is Velvet Underground meets Little House of Prairies. That's kind of an interesting combination. So feel free to come check that out. And there's an interesting meeting tonight. Not a meeting, an event tonight. The Athens City Board Commission on Disabilities is having the 5th Annual Athena Award presentation. I will be emceeing that event. That is this evening at 5 p.m. at Arts West. It'll be starting at 5 p.m. sharp. So if you want to come and hear the full program, please come out. It will be presenting the winning recipient of the Athena Award with the award, but also it's chocked full of other fascinating and important presentations as well. I will be reading a proclamation and presenting several other awards to distinguished guests tonight. So come and be a part of that, please. The last thing that I have is the 2020 Athens Poet Laureate Project prospectus and selection. I'm not going to get into all the criteria, but yes, it's that time again where we are looking to bring on a new poet laureate for the 2020-2021 years. These are 2-year appointments. And we are encouraging people to please submit or nominate. You can self-nominate, or you can submit somebody else or recommend that someone else become the poet laureate. There's a number of things you have to present or bring with the submission, but the submission deadline is December 2nd. So coming up soon, less than a month away, and it has to be submitted by 5 p.m. Let me see if it says where to submit it to. Yes, there is something on here. You need to send it to Bonnie Proudfoot at proudfoot.b, the letter B, at gmail.com. Or you can submit it to Carol Patterson at CPATTE1, the number 1, at columbus.rr.com. So you could submit it to Bonnie or to Carol. We've had great poet laureates. We've had 2 already. Carrie Gunther Seymour is our current poet laureate who's finishing her term this year. And Allison Stein was our very first poet laureate, who was also very productive. So this is exciting to start the 2020-2021 season with a new poet laureate. Will be great to see. So please submit somebody. If you've got somebody in mind, encourage them to submit. Hopefully we have a large slate of those for the Poet Laureate Subcommittee to look them over and make a selection on that. Again, Kyle, thank you as usual. It's wonderful having you here with me. I know that you have a trip coming up in a few weeks.
3 weeks tomorrow.
3 weeks tomorrow, so we'll miss you, I think, for that newscast, but for press conference anyway, but then you'll be back?
Yep, be back Tuesday evening.
Okay, so you'll be ready to tell us all about your trip.
I will.
And the wonderful weather that you'll be experiencing.
I will.
I know you will. So thank you once again, sir. And thank you. Thank you for tuning in. And please tune in again next week for the next installment of the Mayor's Weekly Press Conference. Take care.